Today we're going to look at some bad Magic the Gathering combos that actually work. All right, this combo is presented to us by Le Krispy Kreme. This is the Niv Mizzet Visionary combo. Now, it does require that you are playing with 35 players in a commander game. All right, you need 35 opponents. So I guess there's 36 players. This is a 6-mana 5/5 Dragon Wizard. It flies. You have no maximum hand size. Not that it matters. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you're going to draw that many cards. Now, what do you want to do in a 36-player game? Well, you're going to want to play Bolt Wave. This is a red sorcery. Bolt Wave deals 3 damage to each opponent. So what does that mean? So everyone takes 3 damage. Let's pull out Nikachu's calculator over here. Nikachu's calculator. There we go. Oh, let's start this over. You have 35 opponents times 3. You're going to draw 105 cards. So anyway, and then apparently you're supposed to walk away from the table very nonchalantly. All right. Some Bolt Wave with Niv Mizzet and 35 opponents. Toilet Duck. Use Hive Mind to make everyone cast Enduring Ideal. No one can cast spells for the rest of the game because of how epic keyword ability works. Well, is like no one playing cards at all. Hive Mind into Enduring Ideal. All right, and if Hive Mind is a 6-mana enchantment, you cast an instant sorcery, everyone gets a copy, all right? Everyone gets... It's like, it's sharing is caring around here. Like the good old Napster days and the torrent days. That's what this is. This is torrent in a card. Okay, 7 mana for a sorcery. Search your library for an enchantment card and put it into play. Then shuffle your library. And as epic, for the rest of the game, you can't play spells. At the beginning of each of your upkeeps, copy the spell, except its epic ability. You know what? This is a pretty epic win condition, I have to say. Because very likely... you can build your deck around the enchantments. I mean, let me tell you, I don't have that many enchantments, even in my commander deck. It's like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4? Not that many, but if you build an enchantment deck, well, they're going to run out of enchantments really quick, and they just can't play cards for the rest of the game. I like that. So that's a pretty cool... Honestly, a little too good for the show. It's very expensive, though. That's what makes it bad. That's what will make it bad in my book. Kano, road warning, severe weather. Huh? What does that mean? That's not, those aren't cards, are they? No. I don't know what you're on about. Elixir. Tell us all about Cinder, Haze, Wretch, and Luxior Guida's Gift. Just a reminder, it's 3 cards or less combos in chat. Join my Discord for 4 combos or more. It's free. We have Luxior, and then for discard shenanigans, is that it? How does it we have discard shenanigans? 5 mana for a 3/2 elemental shaman. Tap, target player discards a card. Play this ability only during your turn. And then put a -1/-1 counter on Cinder, Haze, Wretch. Untap it. Okay, equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each count. Oh, for each counter on it, you get to discard eternally. Is 1 with nothing. Everyone gets a 1 with nothing. Everyone will be 1 with nothing, except for me. I'll be the one with all the cards. You just do this over and over again. That's actually infinite. That is sick as hell. Gets +1/+1 for each counter on it, including -1/-1 counters. That's actually phenomenal. I love it. Is this a real... Is Booby Trap a card? I'm not familiar with either of these. Oh, good. At first, I thought it was Silver Border, and I was going to disqualify you. Bamboozle. I am... I've been blown away that these two cards called Booby Trap and Bamboozle actually combo with each other. 6 mana artifact. As Booby Trap comes into play, name a card other than basic land card and choose an opponent. The chosen player reveals each card they own, or sorry, reveals each card they draw. And then when the chosen player draws the named card, sacrifice Booby Trap. If you do, Booby Trap deals 10 damage to that player. Name a card other than basic land and choose an opponent. Then they reveal, the chosen player reveals each card Oh, I see. So like eventually they for the rest of the game they keep showing whatever they draw, and then if they draw the chosen card, the prophesized card, they're screwed. So what about for 10 damage? Bamboozle. 3 mana sorcery. Target player reveals the top 4 cards of their library. Ooh, you get to choose 2 of those cards and put them into the graveyard and put the rest on the top of the library in any order. Turns out this isn't so random after all. You're about to take 10 damage. Poor Nikachu got bamboozled. Every day bamboozled. You know, I'm bamboozled here and there. Okay, Mean Brule. You moved on to the Discord with Yadora. Oh yeah, that makes things so easy for me. Okay, Discord time. What do I use for the Discord here? Yadora! Exclamation point Yadora at that. Okay, I guess this is you. Yadora Grave Gardener. Is this everything? Is it 2 cards? Oh, Intruder Alarm, Living Plane, and Orcish Lumberjack. Okay. Okay, Yadora, the 5 mana 5/5 Tree Folk Druid. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. It's a forest land. Next up, we have Intruder Alarm. Creatures don't untap. However, when a creature comes into play, we untap all creatures. Oh, sorry, this is no 5-card limit. What's going on here? Let me get out of here. Let me get this thing out. This is not a custom card stream. Okay, got it. It's free. It's free. That's a good price here today. Okay, that's value. Okay, next up. What are the other 2 cards? Oh yeah. Why do we have to visit the site now? Okay, Orcish Lumberjack and Living Plane. I gotta look up these things anyway. Orcish Lumberjack. Living. The whole point of posting it on the Discord is I don't have to go anywhere. This was a fail. Okay, it's okay. You super chatted. Orcish Lumberjack, a red for a 1/1, tap sack of force, add 3 mana any combination of red or green. And then Living Plane, all lands are 1/1 creatures that are still lands. Okay, what does this do? Tell me. How does this work? With Living Plane in play, sacrifice a land to Orcish Lumberjack. Since Living Plane makes it a creature, Yadora will return it to the battlefield as a land, which also is a creature, therefore triggering the Intruder Alarm. And untapping Orcish Lumberjack to rinse and repeat. Beautiful, beautiful combo. Love it. Okay. Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Islarf, you want Zimone. Another Yadara card. Okay, hold on. Zimone Mystery Unraveler. Yadora. Again. Yadora is super popular. Is this like the new hotness or something? Yeah, it did come out just recently. Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay, cool. Okay, Zimone. 4 mana, 3/3, landfall. Land, whenever a land you control enters, manifest dread. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. Otherwise, you may turn a permanent you control face up. And then we have Yadara, of course. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its owner's control. It's still a forest. I don't get this. What does this do? Okay, now I'm confused. Some assembly required here. I really have no idea what this thing does. What's up? So we sacrifice this. We can go get a basic land. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, that has nothing to do with this. How many Yadoras are there? I think only 1 Yadora. Whenever a land enters... this is the Grave Gardener, right? I don't see any combo here. I literally see nothing. Get all your basics or stack it to get infinite G-mana. How? Come back as a land triggering Zimone. So whenever a land you control enters, manifest dread. If it is the first time this ability has resolved this turn, otherwise you may turn a permanent you control face up. Okay, so when you manifest dread, whenever another non-token creature you control dies, like how does it that you may return to the battlefield face down? Oh, it's a forest land. No, hold on. You may return to the battlefield. Something needs to die though. I don't understand the dying part. I don't get this. We're very early in the show. How does this constantly trigger Zimone? Zimone says whenever a land. I understand. But it says whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may have returned to the battlefield. It's a forest land. Yeah, okay. That thing. Oh, that is the card that dies. So this thing dies, comes back. Sorry, and then comes back and it's a forest land, which triggers. All right, thank you. See, I need some explanation here. These cards have a lot of words on it. You know, it's like these are all like custom Magic the Gathering cards at this point. Okay, I like it. It's a good one. It's almost like a great combo, actually. It's all pretty much on color and everything. Okay, let's take another super chat. Pacers fam forever. Death by artifacts on Discord. Let's take a look at death by artifacts. Cool. Okay, death by artifacts. It's gonna start off with Allurin. 4 mana, any player may play a creature card with total mana cost 3 or less whenever they can play an instant without casting whatever. You can play 3 drops for free. So I know what this card does. We have the White Mane Lion, a 2/2 flash. When it enters the battlefield, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. You could even return the White Mane Lion. Think of the possibilities. Mycosynth Lattice. What are we using this card for? So players may spend mana as though or mana of any color. All spells that aren't on the battlefield are colorless, and permanents are artifacts in addition to other types. And then we got the Reckless Fireweaver, the 2 mana 1/3. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, Reckless Fireweaver deals 1 damage to each opponent. We really had to go that far. Okay, so basically, the artifact that's going to enter the battlefield over and over again is the White Mane Lion, because it's an artifact through the Mycosynth Lattice, which is also a 2 mana creature, which can be perpetually played through Allurin because it can bounce itself over and over again. Beautiful. Okay, next up, what do we got here? Erland, what do you got for us today? Get someone to put a card on the bottom of their library. Unlucky drop. Unlucky drop. So we have to wait for someone to put a card on the bottom. Oh, like through scrying or something. And then tunnel vision. All right, it's like, you put a card on the bottom of your library. You have just fallen right into my trap. Okay, unlucky drop, 4 mana instant. Target artifact or creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Choose wisely. Because if you choose wrong, we're going to hit you with the tunnel vision. 6 mana. Sorcery. Name a card. Target player reveals cards on the top of their library until the named card is revealed. If it is, that player puts the rest of the revealed cards into their graveyard and puts the named card on top of their library. Otherwise, the player shuffles their library. Here's the problem with this. Here's the problem, Erland. If they fall for this trick once, they'll be like, fool me once. The point is, I'm not going to get fooled again. No, it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. The point is, I'm not going to get fooled again. Oh, yeah, all these words. Oh, I will definitely shut down. Oh, the cards are too complicated. They're too complicated these days. Okay, John. Tameo Moonsage Emblem. that's a way to start the combo. We have the emblem in play already. Okay, Tameo Moonsage and the Noose Constrictor. Cool. Okay. Now the emblem is, you get an emblem with, you have no maximum hand size, and whenever a card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, you may return it to your hand. So we have like infinite spells. And Noose Restrictor is a 2 mana 2/2. Reach. Discard a card. Noose Restrictor gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever a card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, including your, yeah, that'll work. Discard outlet galore. Buff this thing to the moon. Noose Restrictor to the moon, basically. Infinite power. Get in there for 100%. We got Lewis Turin with Toxrill the Corrosive. This is like part of so many bad combos. Urborg and Korma Spell. I think we've seen this one. Urborg. The real Urborg. What do I do? Urborg. Tomb. Too many Urborgs out there. And Cormus Bell. So the deal is, Cormus Bell says all swamps are 1/1s. And Urborg says, well, all lands are swamps. So all lands are 1/1 creatures. Now, why is that a problem? Well, Toxra, the 7-mana 7/7, says at the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. And creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Meaning all your lands, they're gone. Sweet. Pollyanna, thank you very much for your super chat. Ooh, Washout. I know some of these cards. That's not the real. That's the real Washout. That's the Washout I remember. And then we've got Warped Devotion and Liliana's Caress. Liliana's. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Okay, this is Washout. Return. You just bounce all the creatures of the chosen color. Yeah, all permanents. Return all permanents of the chosen color to their owner's hands. Then we've got Warp Devotion, a 3-mana enchantment. Whenever a permanent is returned to a player's hand, that player discards a card from their hand. Liliana's Caress, an enchantment. Whenever an opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. You know, it was bad enough that we were going to lose our hand. It was bad enough. Pollyanna. I don't know we have to kill him at the same time, but this is an excellent combo. 100%. It's like salt in the wound at this point. Whenever an opponent discards a card, they lose 2 life from it. Okay, Jasper Rab, what do you got here? Ancient Stone Idol and Ancient Stone. How long have you been waiting to give me this combo? 10 mana 12/12 with Flash. Big surprise! And it is a 12/12 Flash. Costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. Okay, so it could actually be quite cheap. Trample. Whenever Stone Idol dies, create a 6/12 colorless construct artifact creature token with Trample. What, you want it to die for some reason? Because Chandler just blows up artifacts. What is the point of that? You get your 12/12 and you destroy it. It's pretty silly combo, if you ask me. It's beyond bad. It's a bad combo. Okay, we got 80s. Unlucky Drop and Tunnel Vision could technically target you. Just put that Thassa's Oracle under your own deck and mill everything except it, then draw it and win. Oh, what an idea. So you can use the Unlucky Drop and Tunnel Vision to mill the opponents, but you could also mill yourself. Mono Blue Thassa's Oracle. Lord Trevor. Strip Mine. Those are some strong cards we have here. Summer Bloom. These are 2 banned cards. And Crucible of Worlds. You get 4 Strip Mine targets. Is that how? Oh, I see. How is this bad? These are actually all insanely good cards. There's also literally like a Crucible of Worlds combo. It's like, I don't know if it's used with Crucible Worlds. I think it's used with Raminap Excavator and Wasteland. This is just like a better version. I swear this actually sees play in Vintage, maybe, possible. I think this honestly is too good for this show. I'll admit, no one uses Summer Bloom. That's some fancy fluff that you have over here. That's the win more part of this combo. I guess it's like a one-sided Armageddon. You can play, so you basically go Strip Mine for 1, because otherwise you have to do it once per turn. But you're like, all right, we need to speed things up. We need to one-sided Armageddon this term. Summer Bloom. We go Strip Mine once, then twice, then thrice, and then fourths. What's beyond thrice? If I want to say 4, I don't know the number. Thrice? It sounds wrong. Sounds super wrong. I saw someone say no card yet, even though it was like the beginning of the show. Oh no, that was you, Lord Trevor. Okay, I've taken care of you. It's hard to set up, and it gets wacky. It gets whacked pretty easily. What's on? This is a land. This is a land. And then you play Crucible. There's nothing complicated about this. Julian, Fey Offering, and Academy Manufacturer. It doesn't win the game on the spot, but certainly puts you in a position to win. Academy Manufacturer. I hate this card. because that's too much crap to keep track of. The 3-mana 1/3. Create a clue, food, or treasure. Create one of each instead. And the Fate Offering is an enchantment for 3 mana. At the beginning of each end step, if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell, create a clue token, a food token, and a treasure token. What do you get, like 9 tokens at once? That's too many tokens. You've robbed a bank. Your parents are going to ask you, where do you get all that stuff? Where do you get all that stuff? You make money, but you don't make that much money. Okay, Yo Little Ted with aggressive mining. And Faith's Fetters. Faith's Fetters. And you want to donate something. Not sure which one of these. Okay, aggressive mining is a 4-mana enchantment. You can't play lands. I have a feeling it's not going to be us. It's going to be them, isn't it? Sacrifice a land to draw 2 cards. Activate the ability only once each turn. Fate's Fetters, a 4-mana aura. Enchant permanent. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Enchanted permanent can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated unless it's mana abilities. And then donate. Is there like a layers thing going on here that I don't know? If we Faith's Fetters the aggressive mining, does it mean that does the ability to not play a land not exist, but that you can't play land still exists? Because I don't understand what the hell's going on here. Yeah, I don't get this. How does this work? Like, I know what Fate's Fetters does. I know what aggressive mining does. I know what donate does. Because otherwise, it's like we play aggressive mining. We put Fate's Fetters on it. It now does nothing. Enchantment permanent can't attack, and its activated abilities. Oh, it's activated ability, but the passive still is there. Aha. So it only has one activated ability, and then we be like, okay, I have a gift for you. Here is this Trojan horse. Thanks so much, Pollyanna. God, yeah, your opponents can't play activate and they can't activate. Sorry, it's not removed. You know what? These days they're like, okay, all the abilities are just removed. So many cards like that these days. Who needs abilities? They're pointless. This is too many cards, Christopher B. It's got to be in the Discord. There's no way in hell I'm going through that many cards in one shot. Michael Ng, Ho Corey, Dusk Drinker. Is it dust? No, it's dust. Who the hell wants to drink dust? Oh, sorry, that's the same card. Kismet. What do we have here? Isn't this the Shahrazad lady? Okay, Kismet is a 4-mana enchantment. Artifacts, creatures, and lands played by your opponents enter the battlefield tapped. And then we have Hokori Dust Drinker. Very creepy looking card. Very, very creepy. 4-mana 2/2 spirit. Lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. And then at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps a land they control. What is the point? Artifacts, creatures, and lands. Oh, it's like stasis. So at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps a land. It's basically mono white stasis, the way I'm reading this. Cool. Except for the people playing against it. I mean, it's probably completely miserable. I'm sure they hate it.
No, God, please, no.
Dangerous One, thanks so much for your super chat. Let's play Hearthstone. Yes, let's not. For the low price of triple blue, triple white, and 6 generic. Grand Abolisher. We have to clone something? Good old clone. Oh, and then Fractured Identity. Why do we have to clone something? Okay, so Grand Abolisher says during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. We're going to cast spells. The Grand Abolisher, right? Grand Abolisher. I don't understand this. Okay, during your turn, your opponents can't cast... Oh yeah, that's right. We just can't play stuff. Play on your turn. Clone. You may have clone enter the battlefield as a copy. Because we need to destroy one of them. One of them must be sacrificed. Sorry, clone. You were born to die. 5-mana sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Each player other than its controller creates a token that's a copy of it. They could kill their own Grand Abolisher if they wanted to. I don't know if it's in their best interest, though. Welcome to Hearthstone. Population U. Okay, next up. Let's take one from... let's take one from Nadim. Evening, Nikachu. Try this one. Kadama of the East Tree. Field of the Dead. And Oboro is one of your favorites. You love Oboro. People love Oboro too. It's like still a $12 card. Yeah, at least the price came down by quite a bit. Okay, Kadama is a 6-mana 6/6 with reach. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put on the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. Which is like, what, another land? So then we have Field of the Dead. Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control several more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. And then we have Oboro, which for 1 mana can be returned. You can go bounced back to your hand to be replayed all over again to trigger your Field of the Dead. But what does Kodama have anything to do with this? Enters the battlefield under your control. If it wasn't put on the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser. It says basically ramp. I don't see how Kadama of the East Tree has a... I mean, I totally Field of the Dead and Oboro, that's a bad combo that works, in my mind. It's perfect the way it is. Benjamin Berkeley. Blasting Station. Mirror Turbine. And Dross Scorpion. Okay, Blasting Station, 3-mana artifact. Tap, sack a creature. Gonna deal 1 damage to something. Target creature or player. Whenever a creature... Is it any target now? It's any target now. It's been errated. Whenever a creature comes into play, you may untap Blasting Station. And then Mirror Turbine says, tap, put a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token onto the battlefield. Tap 5 untapped mirror you control. Search your library for a mirror creature card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. I don't know if that's the one that we're using. Then we have the Draw Scorpion. Whenever Draw Scorpion or another artifact creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may untap target artifact. So whenever Draw Scorpion or another artifact... Aha, I see. So we can untap the Mirror Turbine to make mirrors, which can help play whenever you play when a creature comes into play, it untaps your Blasting Station. You can infinite damage your opponents and their creatures and their planeswalkers to absolute deaths. Michael Ing, Richmond Port, Winter Orb, and Relic Barrier. The hell combo is this? Okay, we got Richmond Port, Winter Orb, and Relic Barrier. Relic Barrier is a 2-mana artifact. Tap target artifact. This is terrible. Like, this doesn't even look like it's any good. Okay, I understand Winter Orb. It's like, as long as Winter Orb is untapped, players can't untap more than 1 land during each of their turns. But you can only, like, tap 1. I mean, okay, 1-on-1, maybe this works. I guess in multiplayer, it's just useless. Because you can only screw over 1 person. You can focus them. You're going to focus them. You're going to make them regret coming out that night. 1-on-1, this works. Because the Winter Orb only works while it's untapped. But then you can tap it with your Relic Bearer, and then all of a sudden, ha! All my lands on tap, including my Richmond Port, ready to tap your lands back down. So even though you get to untap 1 land, I'm retapping it down every single turn with the Richmond Port. All right, 1-on-1. That combo is legit. All right, we're going to look at more bad combos that actually work from all of you. But we got to thank our sponsor. You know where to get these combos? You get them from FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. Just the other day, I just ordered some Vidalian Mindsingers because I'm ready to steal some creatures with that card. It came out a long time ago, but I didn't own it. But if there's any other cards you don't own from the vast majority of the Magic the Gathering collection of sets, you know where to get them from. You get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. You do that because it supports the channel. And on top of that, you can get yourself a bit of a deal using coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And also, we got to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online anytime you want on Magic Online. Look, you like crazy combos? You like to try out a bunch of different stuff? Play every combo deck possible in every format when you're renting the cards with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or get 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription when you use coupon code Nikachu_4VU. You ready for some combos? Back to combo world. Who doesn't? In EDH, you tap the orb during the end step before your turn. Yes, absolutely. The end of turn trick. Castle Star, Thalia, Heretic, Cathar, and Sunblast Angel. Mono white. Okay, so this is a 6 mana 4/5 angel flying. When Sunblast Angel enters the battlefield, destroy all destroy all tapped creatures. Oh, that's rude. How are we going to tap them? Well, okay, this is very unreliable. Thalia, Heretic Cathar, the 3 mana 3/2 with first strike. That creatures and non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tap. But like, they may not have that many. They might have 1 tap creature by the time you play this card. See, this is the beauty of the bad combos that actually work. That's a bad combo. It does work. It might just kill one thing. It'll kill it good. What is this? That really caught my eye. Easy Mercify. Tree of Perdition. Turn to Frog and Gut Shot. Huh? Oh! That's right. Okay. Okay, so we have Tree of Perdition. Is this gonna work? Oh, this is an instant. Okay, Tree of Perdition, 4 mana 0/13 with Defender. Tap. Exchange target opponent's life total with Tree of Perdition's toughness. But I've got a response. After I tap it, I'm gonna hold priority and then cast Turn to Frog, which means until end of turn, target creature loses all abilities and becomes a blue frog with base power and toughness 1/1. But the ability is on the stack already, so my Tree of Perdition turns into a lowly 1/1. But that's fine, because now I do the switcheroo. We now exchange the 1/1, so now the opponent's life total becomes 1, absolutely not, like almost nothing. They could die to a brisk breeze. And that breeze is the Gut Shot, because for 0 mana, Gut Shot deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Excellent victory. Steve Cooper. Heartless Hidetsugu. Expedite. And then Soul Fem Mayhem Dormus. Give Hidetsugu haste and blam! Is that how this works? Target creature gains haste until end of turn, draw a card. Heartless Hidetsugu is a 5 mana 4/3. Tap it, deals damage to each player equal to half that player's life total rounded down. Damage to each player equal. Oh, are we going to double the damage here? Then Solfem says, if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. A 1-shot, 1 kill. You come after the king, you best not miss. Steve Cooper never misses. Who do I not have yet? Okay, I don't have Christopher B. This is still 4 cards, damn it. Werewolf Pack Leader. Runed Stalakite. Artificial Evolution. You're supposed to be part of the Discord, Christopher B. And then Mbiggen. What is this easy? Now explain. Explain this combo. I don't know what this is. Till end of turn, target non-brushwag creature gets +1/+1 for each super type, card type, and super subtype it has. Change attacks of target spell or permanent by replacing all instances of one creature type with another. What's the creature type? Like Changeling or something? Rune Stalactite. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 in his every creature type. Ah, there we go. And then Werewolf Pact Tactics. If it attacks, if you attack with creatures with power 6 or greater, this combat, draw a card. Until end of turn, I don't know what the point of this card is. Make the werewolf a changeling. Change text to brushwag so it stops being one. And big into ludicrous size. Fling for the win. Where's the fling part? You didn't even mention the fling. How am I supposed to put... Okay, anyway, the pumping up part, I guess, is easy enough. Everyone knows. Okay, Bryce. Now's a good time, I guess, for everyone to let me know if they didn't get a card yet. Delina, Wild Mage. Ah, yes, this is the gambling card. And Meteor Golem. Meteor... Isn't that like a well-known combo? Or maybe not. I've never seen Meteor Golem. Nuke the board based on how you roll. Who is this? Silver Surfer and a bunch of armor. 7 mana 3/3. Whenever this creature enters, destroy target non-land permanent an opponent controls. And Delina says, when it attacks, choose target creature you control, then roll a d20. Create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of it, except it's not legendary, and as exile this creature at end of combat. And then the 15 to 20 is create one of those tokens, roll again. Ah, I see, okay. Hopefully you get lucky. Maybe get lucky. Blow up a bunch of stuff at the same time. Kano, road warning, severe weather. Oh, that was your, okay, now I understand. I get it. You have to mention the Discord thing. Not everyone's posting on Discord. That's the deal. Road warning. With explanation. Okay, let's look at how many cards? It's 4 cards. Let's look at the cards. Concordant Crossroads. Everything has haste. Then we have the Storm, Force of Nature. Don't screw a storm. 3/4 Flying Vigilance. What is it? Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. That's, you know what, honestly, this sounds more dangerous than I think it is, to be honest. Hidden Strings. Are we going to Storm with Hidden Strings? You may tap or untap target permanently. You may tap or untap another target permanent. And a Cipher. And then lastly, with the Aggravated Assault, the 3-man enchantment, pay 5, untap all creatures you control, and after this phase, there is an additional combat phase, followed by an additional main phase. Play this ability only anytime you could play a sorcery. Explanation. Infinite tap / untap combo combat storm for as low as 8 mana. So first cast all in that order. For strings, either tap potential blockers or untap your lands to save mana, then cipher it to storm. Combat, storm attacks, hits player, then lets you cast a storm copy of the strings for free. Untap a crap load of lands. We need to untap a crap load of lands with the hidden strings. Main activate assault to untap the lands, repeat. Oh, I see. So we untap lands with hidden strings to activate our aggravated assault, which then lets us attack again with Storm, Force of Nature over and over again. All right, that one works. That was a bad combo that can win games. Jason R. with Feral Shadow. Does that mean we can take it home? We can turn it into our pet. Return of the Night Stalkers. Isn't that card just outright terrible? Acolyte of Aklazot. Too many Acolyte cards. To have a reliable way to keep sacrificing creatures. Feral Shadow. It's literally just a 2/1 flyer. So this card is beyond terrible. Then Return of the Night Stalker is a 7-mana sorcery. Return all the Night Stalker cards from your graveyard to play. Then destroy all your swamps. Another terrible card. So okay, how does this all come together here? 3 mana for a 1/4. Vampire Cleric. Tap. Sacrifice another creature or artifact. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Okay, did I write this wrong? Feral Shadow. You have to have a reliable way to keep sacrificing creatures. I don't get this. Each opponent loses 1 life. Turn all Night Stalker cards, then destroy all your swamps. What are we doing here? It literally looks like it does nothing. This doesn't look complicated. Do you have an explanation, Jason? You keep bringing the Night Stalkers back and drain your opponent. How? Was that, by the way, was this, oh, this is a so Feral Shadow is a Night Stalker. This is a sorcery, you use it once. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Return all Night Stalker cards from your graveyard to play, then destroy all swamps. Return. Like, this is just a one-time thing. I don't see it ever being used again. So you got you got like, I don't know, a few Night Stalker cards, that's it. Yeah, I have no idea what you're trying to do here. Because it only brings the cards back once. This is like, return all your Night Stalker cards once. So let's say you get 8 of them. I don't even know where you go from there. You can sacrifice 1 of them with this, because I don't know how you're untapping this. Unless there's like a bunch of Night Stalkers that have synergy. Alright, you're going to have to explain that one to me, Jason. Until then, this is a bad combo that doesn't actually work. Abhorrence, Life and Limb with Xenograft. Cage Sun. Supposed to be 3-card combos in chat. Karn's Touch. Will instantly draw the game by starting an infinite loop. Oh god. I hope this is not hard to figure out. Oh, this is a cool image though. Karn's Touch, I like it. Okay, starts with Life and Limb. 4-mana enchantment. All forests and saplings are 1/1 green sapling creatures and forest lands. Oh, I see. Okay, I was like, returning the saplings are the saplings. Well, no, duh. Well, no sheet. Okay, Xenograft, 5 mana. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Probably sapling. Each creature you control is the chosen type in addition to its other types. Cage Sun. Choose a color, probably green. Creatures in control of the chosen color get +1/+1. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color, add 1 additional mana. Our lands are doubled now. Then Karn's Touch. Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. I'm just going to trust you that this locks the game, because I have no idea how it does that. Will instantly draw the game by starting an infinite loop. Will become an artifact creature with base power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. So whenever a land's ability, creature you control, I'm like, okay, you can tap things for mana. All saplings are forests. I actually have no idea how it gets infinite. There's an infinite loop. I can see you can tap something for double the mana, but that's about it. As far as I see. Some assembly required. A lot of assembly, I would say, are required here. When you tap it, it triggers off itself. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add 1 or more mana of the chosen color, add 1 additional mana of the color. Whenever a land's ability causes you... So hold on. Well, does it somehow work that you like tap it for mana, then you get an extra mana, and then when you get that extra mana, it triggers for another mana. When it triggers, that you just perpetually get more mana? That sounds wrong, but I don't know why that would work. Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness, each equal to its converted mana cost. I actually have no idea why this card is in this combo. Zero clue. Have no idea. Anyway, I'm gonna move on because I don't get it. See, when it comes to 4, that's why we got a Discord, people. If it's 4 cards or more, you can explain your combo in detail. I can't do it. You can't do it in chat, unfortunately. Noah Bratag with Child of Alara. Creepy baby card, right? And Oblivion Ring. How does this work? Okay, so 5 mana, 6/6. When it dies, destroy all non-land permanents that can't be regenerated. Enters the bat. Oh, is this like? So when Child of Alara dies, destroy all non-land permanents they can't be regenerated. Oh, I guess the idea is you're gonna play Oblivion Ring and protect one of your better cards underneath it with the intention of going self-sabotage on your Child of Alara, blows everything up, blows up the Oblivion Ring, and then reveals to everybody what you had hidden underneath it. Old boy's like, I'm not sure that Cage Sun one works, but I joined in the middle of it. I have no idea either. I need a judge on this show. And I'll be like, Judge, does that work? Okay, it works? Good. See, I gotta fill in the gaps sometimes. Nola didn't even tell us about like what they're putting underneath the Oblivion Ring over here. Okay, who has no else? There's a few no cards yet here. We have David Sampson with Sacred Ground in play, and Armageddon hold priority. Armageddon. And then sudden substitution. Opponent must have a creature equals destroy opponent's lands and steal creature. Sacred Ground. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls causes a land to be put into your graveyard from play, return that land to play. Oh, so this is like anti-strip mine tech or something. And then we have Armageddon, the land that blows all the lands up. Whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls, but this is only an opponent controls. Opponent must have a creature equals destroy opponent's lands to steal a creature. And then sudden substitution, split second, exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Then the spell's controller may choose new targets. For it. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Oh, so the idea is like we steal their creature. Exchange control of target non-creature spell and target creature. Oh, are we? Oh, so we're going to play Armageddon, holding priority. Then we're going to play sudden substitution. You get my Armageddon. I get your creature. We're going to blow up all the lands, but my Sacred Ground says, oh, my lands, they actually come back. Your lands don't, because now that was your Armageddon. It wasn't mine. Here, let me lend you this Armageddon over here. Ovane has an explanation. The Karn spell on the Cage Sun to transform it into a sapper. Oh, let's go back a second here. Okay, so I was like, what's up with Karn's touch? Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature power toughness each equal to its converted mana cost until end of turn. So the Cage Sun becomes the creature. What else do you say? Oh, wise one, Vane. So it turns into a sapper land, then tap it for mana, triggering once. But since a land generated mana, it re-triggers infinitely. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color, add one additional mana of the chosen color. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color. I'm just wondering why this doesn't work without the Karn's touch. Like if I tap a forest, whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color. So I tap a forest for green. Why doesn't it just perpetually go infinite there? That's like the biggest question mark I have about that entire combo. All right, we're piecing it together though, one step at a time. We're piecing it together. Hexenort, Gremlin Tamer, an Enchanted Evening. Gremlin Tamer is a 2-mana 2/2 human scout with Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 1/1 red gremlin creature token. So enchantment enters, or whenever you fully unlock a room, it's a room card. Then we have Enchanted Evening. All permanents are enchantments in addition to their other types. What does that mean here? So all permanents are enchantments. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 1/1 red. Do we lock the game here? See, this is a game lock I might understand. We get a 1/1 red gremlin creature, which means it's an enchantment which enters the battlefield. Does it say you may? No, we have to create it. It's not infinite 1/1s, it's a draw. It's a draw.
No!
All this comboing for nothing. If I can't win, nobody's allowed to win. Okay, we're getting more explanation to the last combo. The lore goes deeper. Lifeage says, because the mana ability of Cage Sun is on the Cage Sun and not on another land, therefore the additional mana triggers only on itself. Wow, you know what? I just gotta trust you all. That makes no sense to me at all. Nothing. This taps into some niche part of the rules that I'm not worthy of knowing. Okay, we have Unstable Chicken with Time Stop and Mind Slaver. Time Stop, end the turn. Mind Slaver. What does that do? Sacrifice Mind Slaver. You control target player during that player's next turn. End the turn. I don't know. I actually don't know what the point of this is. So you Mind Slaver somebody. You control target player during that player's next turn. Yeah, I don't get it, to be honest. I understand the Mind Slaver part. I just don't know how this interacts with that. Because let's say you end the turn at your opponent's Mind Slaver turn. Or is there, hold on, sacrifice, you may control that player's during that player's next turn. If you end the turn on your turn, that doesn't do anything. Ending the turn next turn doesn't do anything. Whenever a land generates mana, make mana. Yeah, I understand. So what's the difference between the Cage Sun doing that and a forest? Cage Sun is now a land, so its ability, not the land tap, adds mana and re-triggers itself. Everyone's so confident in that Cage Sun combo. The Cage Sun combo doesn't exist. I'm with you, Nola. But it seems like everyone else is pretty convinced by it. Okay, we got Divvy Carp. Okay, we're going back. We're going to go all the way back to this Cage Sun thing. This is going to be the, this is going to be my, what's it called? My thumbnail for this show. Basically, if Cage Sun is a land, all other cards in the combo are just a way to achieve this. When its mana doubling ability triggers, it is the Sun, a land ability, which means it re-triggers. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color, add one additional mana of the chosen color. Cage Sun, creatures you control. The thing is, I don't understand what's the difference between the Cage Sun activating to add mana and just a regular forest adding the mana. If the Cage Sun wasn't a land, it wouldn't re-trigger. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color, add one additional mana of that color. I could read it a million times. Like, it doesn't change anything. Okay, so the biggest question I have is, why is it that only the Cage Sun land triggers this, but not me tapping a regular forest? That's the disconnect I have here. If the Cage Sun wasn't a land, it wouldn't re-trigger. I understand. It's you to add one or more mana. Add one of. It's not like I get another Cage Sun on the battlefield. Is tapping a land not a land's? Is tapping a land not a land's ability? Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen. Oh, whenever a land's ability. No. But lands all have like tap, add a green mana. Okay, because Cage Sun is now a land. A regular land doesn't have the ability on the card. Whenever a land's ability, the ability of Cage Sun does only count in the context of. But it's whenever. Doesn't it say whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color, add one additional mana of that chosen color? Yeah, this. Okay, well, anyway, I gotta move on. But everyone's really confident in this. The Cage Sun gives one mana. If Cage Sun is a land from the combo, then it sees itself giving mana, so it does it again. I just don't understand why it wouldn't see, what's it called? why I wouldn't see a forest, like a regular forest. I guess the question for the judge is tapping a basic considered ability. Yes! It's a mana ability. Like, has anyone ever heard of a mana ability? It's literally a mana ability. The old-fashioned... You want to see an old-fashioned land? Oh, can I look up, like, beta forest or something? The old... No. Forest. Damn it. How do I find, like, the super old-fashioned forests? Next 60. I might have to go through, like, 20 years of cards before we get back to a point where they told you that you have to tap the land. There are mana abilities. They don't use the stack, is the deal. It's the only difference, is that these mana abilities don't use the stack. No, I can't. It'll take forever. I'm being really stupid here. I mean, I could Google it. You shouldn't have to be with me. You know, this is not it's not a contest here. Is Cage Sun considered an ability? I suppose so. Chandler plus Cage Sun. That's right. Blow this thing out of the water. Okay. Okay. We probably half the people left the show at this point. They're like, "Hey Nikachu, I'm the rule stickler here, and I don't even get what they're trying to say, so it's probably nonsense." Okay. But yeah, but like half the chat is agreeing with this. Half the chat. Activated versus triggered. Whenever a land's ability causes you to add one or more mana of the chosen color, it's still gonna trigger. Like you still get a mana from a forest. You could use any land to start it, yes, but Cage Sun has to be a land for it to go infinite. Whenever a land's ability causes this makes no sense to me at all. Like absolutely no sense. Okay, we have to give some people some combos here before the show is over. Let's go to Funtley. Nikachu combo in Discord. Tamio combo. You love Tamio combos. Thanks so much, Funtley. Okay, you've got... it requires a Tamio, Archway of Innovator, Tamio meets the Story Circle, and an Ulamog. So we have the Tamio, a 0/3 flyer. When it attacks, you investigate, and if you draw your third card from the turn, you can transform her. I'm assuming we don't transform her. Archway of Innovation is a land. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control an island. Add a blue mana. Also for a blue, tap the next spell you cast this turn has Improvise. And then we also have Tamio meets the Story Circle, the 2-mana saga. Chapter 1. Until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Chapter 2. Discard any number of cards, then investigate twice for each card discarded this way, then shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard into your library. And then we have an Ulamog in the end. Okay, how does this work? Okay, turn 1. Play Island and Tamio. Okay, success. Then play Archway and Tamio meets... Then we have to play an Archway and Tamio meets the Circle. Okay. Then what happens? Turn 3. Tap Archway for ability. Discard 5 cards. Create 10 clues. 10 clues! Next spell you cast this turn has Improvise. Discard any number of cards, then investigate twice for each card discarded this way. Oh! So we get a bunch of clues, and then we can tap the clues to cast spells. 10 clues and cast Ulamog for the win. Whoa, we haven't necessarily won yet. But we probably have, especially if it's a one-on-one game. Okay, Islarv says, Nikachu, I think I get it. Cage Sun doesn't care if it's a triggered or activated ability, so the triggered ability of Cage Sun sees itself trigger to add an additional mana looping. It still means nothing to me. Cage Sun! Cage Sun, screw you. You make no sense to me. I'm gonna have nightmares of Cage Sun. I'm gonna have fever dreams of Cage Sun, and I won't be able to escape it. Cage Sun this, Cage Sun that. Last thing, the Jolly Balloon Man? Is this Acorn? No, it's not Acorn. Okay, Intruder Alarm. And Outcaster Trailblazer. Okay, the Jolly Balloon Man. 3 mana, 1/4 haste. You can pay 1 tap, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it's a 1/1 red balloon creature in addition to its other colors and types, and it has flying and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. Token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it's a 1/1 red balloon. Okay, Intruder Alarm. Creatures don't untap. Whenever a creature comes into play, untap all creatures. And the Outcaster Trailblazer. Enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color. But whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Okay, so we're going to make infinite copies of Outcaster Trailblazer because it adds mana to pay the 1 on your Jolly Balloon Man. And also because of Intruder Alarm, it's going to untap the Jolly Balloon Man so we can reactivate to recopy the Outcaster Trailblazer for infinite creatures to kill your opponent. So many people with no 2 cards yet. Sorry, there's a lot of people out there. They don't even have 1 card yet. Okay, Jeffrey, did you get a card? Nikachu, no card yet. Marauding Blight Priest. Mind Crank. Profane Memento. Okay, apparently I need Profane Memento. Only works best against creature decks are EDH 4 player. Oh yeah, 4 you mean 4 player EDH. Profane Memento. How many mementos are there? Profane Memento? Oh, there's no mementos at all. Okay, profane something. Profane Memento. Maybe that's what you said and I couldn't read it. No, you went Mo. You went Mo when it's supposed to be me. Okay. What's the start of this combo? 3 mana, 3/2 Vampire Cleric. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Simple enough. That's a new card. Is that a new card or old card? Oh, it's from Zendikar Rising. It's an old card. It's just back. It's just part of the starter set now. Mind Crank. Whenever an opponent loses life, that player mills that many cards. And the Profane Memento. Whenever a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, you gain 1 life. Ha! You gain life. What does that mean? You gain life, they lose life. And if they lose life, they mill that many cards. And then if whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you gain 1 life. Oh, you really have to hope. Yeah, you have to hope they have a lot of creatures in their deck for this thing to keep running and chaining together. We have 2 super chats here. Okay, I'm gonna start off with the bigger one, of course, because it's a very pay to win around here. Spectral Maniac. Don't you have 1, 2, 3? Don't you have this in the Discord? Okay, you have more Rog. Fear of Akum, Blossoming Tortoise, Rogue's Passage, and Riveteers. Overlook in the graveyard. I'm putting this in a new Henzi deck. Okay, cool. That didn't really explain how it worked, but yeah, I can figure it out. 6 mana, 6/6. Each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it is attacked this turn. Sounds like you're going to attack a lot this turn. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this. At the beginning of that combat, untap all lands you control. Whenever a land enters, if it's your main... That's insane! So what, if you just play a fetch land, you get 2 extra attacks in 1 turn? If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures. That is insane! This card just looks like this looks broken by itself. Okay, the Tortoise. Whenever the Tortoise enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 3 cards and return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So you just perpetually keep playing fetch lands. Activated ability to create lands you control are 1 less to activate. And the land creatures get +1/+1. I guess you can make something unblockable if you want to. And the Riveteer's Outlook. When Riveteer's Outlook enters the battlefield, sack it. When you do, search your library for a basic swamp, mount, or forest card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap and shuffle your library and gain 1. Does it not work? Why does it? It looks like it works to me, right? Like you can even get a Boro, right? Whenever a land enters the battlefield, you get another attack step. Oh, but it doesn't untap the creatures at the beginning of that. No, at the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures, right? It has to be in the main phase to trigger. No, it is a main phase. Whenever, if it's your main phase, like I'm pretty sure if it means your second main phase, right? Because they are both main phases. There's a main phase and a second main phase, but it's still like main phase, a main phase. If I understand correctly, like this goes infinite, doesn't it? So long as you can keep playing extra lands every turn. Won't work as turtle triggers in combat, not main phase. Oh, whenever a land enters the battlefield, you go, well, go get a Boro or something. Go get a Boro. Oh, but you can't replay it. Oh, whenever the tortoise enters the battlefield or attacks. I see. Well, at least you caught it, Spectral Maniac. I'm very sorry for you. What do we have here? Let's get something easy from Binlin. Case of the Lost Witness. And Philip the Lost. This is an arena card. This card doesn't exist, as far as I'm concerned. 2 mana. When this case enters the battlefield, conjure 4 cards named Phillips the Lost into your library. Then why do we need more? To solve, you control legendary homunculus, which I guess is going to be this guy. Solved. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. That's it? That's all you want? You play Philip the Lost, you can go find more. Go find more of the Philip you lost in your deck. John, thanks so much for your super chat. Chrono Savant. Whoops, where did I go? Fairlight, Priest, and Ashnod's Altar. Bad combos that actually work starter pack. Ashnod's Altar and basically all of them. So 3 mana, sack a creature, get 2 colorless. Now the Priest says, pay 1 to add a white. If this ability has been activated 4 more times this turn, sacrifice this card at the next end step. And then we have Chrono Savant, a giant. 2 mana, return Chrono Savant from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. You skip your next turn. I don't get this. Oh, is this infinite mana? Oh, maybe it's infinite mana. Okay, so we like sack the Chrono Savant. Oh yeah, it's infinite mana. And then we can add, or maybe it's infinite ETBs. Then we can use the 2 colorless to pay this, which then lets us bring this back. Skip your next turn. We can skip infinite turns to get infinite ETBs. I don't know if it goes anything beyond that. Skipping turns skips the end step trigger from Priest. Well, I guess so. Is it infinite mana? I don't see how we net mana out of this, because it costs 2 mana to return it. There's no discount here. So we do have infinite mana, but we keep spending the mana to keep this train going. There's no net profit here, all right? We're breaking even in the end. Crowcore Games! You've got something in here. You say, silliness with the mole in Discord. Silliness with the mole. Which mole are you talking about? Apparently the Quake mole? Why you don't have all the cards here? Oh, there you go. Okay, we got the Quake mole here. Okay, 4 mana, 8/4. If it becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat, there's another combat. 7 mana, it must be blocked. And we got Lure. You will block my creature. I'm telling you, you have to do it. It's the law around here. Bubble Matrix. All damage dealt to creatures is reduced to 0. You'll do nothing to my mole. My mole is indestructible. Hear me. Hear my mole roar. Just a Random Mage, Assault Suit, and Bronze Bombshell. Assault Suit. That's a card I've heard of millions of times. Bronze Bombshell. Jank. Ooh, this card. When a player other than Bronze Bombshell controller owns it, that player sacks it. And if it does, Bronze Bombshell deals 7 damage to them. Equipped creature. Okay, Assault Suit is equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has haste. Can attack you or planeswalkers, and it can't be sacrificed. And at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. Take my Bronze Bombshell, will you? Haha! But they literally made this just so that like they would donate was like a remotely useful card. Okay, anyone else with no card yet? I got you. Just a Random Mage. That Walking Bliston Lifelink Archangel of Tune, that's actually a good combo. That's actually that's a tournament winning combo, to be honest, Dinglebag. Too good for this show. We need crappier combos on this show, in my opinion. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. Who cast Cloak of Invisibility on me? LOL, bird turd on Discord. Oh, this is a combo you have here? Bird, turd. Oh, I thought this is a combo or something. Cast Cloak. Is this something I have to look up here? Bird. Nothing's coming up for bird turd. Nothing useful anyhow. So you missed Corbinek? Where's Corbinek? No, I got Corbinek. We just did Corbinek's thing. Maybe the problem is bad can mean good and not good. No, it's gotta be bad. Bad must mean bad on this show. It's in there. Well, what's the name? It's like it's not Toads. When we use the Discord, we have to. Oh, you did call it bird turd actually, huh? I couldn't look it up for some reason. Okay, bird turd, Maha, Death's Head, Buzzard, and Virulent Plague. You're missing a card here. Oh, I see. You need Maha. Okay, so first off, let's look at these two. Death's Head, Buzzard. 3 mana, 2/1, flying. When Death's Head Buzzard dies, all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Oh, and Maha, okay, and then Virulent Plague is a 3 mana enchantment. Creature tokens get -2/-2 until end of turn. You don't have Maha here, which defeats the purpose of the Discord. Maha, it feathers Knight. Creatures your opponents control have base toughness 1/1, and that means if they're shrunken down, then they all die. To all the other, so that's why you're calling it the bird turd. I get it. Ba-dum-psh. Corbinek's combo was next. I suppose that's so. Okay, is anyone I missed here? I don't think the Jaded got a card. High Tide, Candelabra of Timos, and Time Spiral. That is literally like a busted combo. I don't know if Easy Mercify got one. Harmless Offering and Demonic Pact. Whoops. Also too good. People are just giving me good combos around here. All right, well, that's it. I heard all your combos. If you run out of bad combos, well, we run out of the show then. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, we do this monthly. So if you didn't get your bad combo in this time, you might next time. We do this show weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. But remember, on Friday, the 14th? No, the 15th. There's no show in the evening. It's going to be in the morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, because I have a flight. I'm traveling to Regional Champion. I'm going to try to be a champion, everyone. Okay, thanks everyone who supports the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And thank you, my coffee crew, for being here today. People like Miguel and Ferginka, The Jaded, Nola, David Sampson, Toads. We got Vakistan, Eric, Spectral Maniac, Miguel, Benjamin Berkeley. Because you guys, for that, Without you, there'd be no bad combos. You think I could think up all these bad combos? No, you came up with all the bad combos. So keep bringing up them crappy combos. We'll keep bringing up beautiful magic. All right, take care of yourselves. I'll see you at the next cup.